We begin with Josh Allen's racially insensitive tweets from high school, which surfaced last night, where he used the N-word and phrases like white is right. He has since apologized. Stephen A., you spoke to him directly late last night. What's your take on this?
Josh Allen called me after 2 o'clock in the morning. He wanted to talk to me about it. He wanted to explain. He was tremendously contrite. He was apologetic. He recognized that it was irresponsible for him to do the things that he did. He attributed, obviously, largely to youth. Him and his friends were playing around, saying stuff like this. The quote that he got, he said one of them was from the show Modern Family. If it ain't white, it ain't right. Phil Dunphy, the character on there on the Modern Family, he said that. They actually sent it to me, where it's true. Yeah. That's what was said on the show Modern Family. If it ain't white, it ain't right. That was an episode on there, and that's what he was quoting. And another quote with the scheming or whatever it was, he got that from Rick Ross. And so his whole point was that there's no excuse. He was wrong. He realizes the times that we're living in. It's incredibly unfortunate that he made that kind of mistake, but he said it is a mistake. People who know him know what he's made of, people that he plays with in the locker room. You know, he's got a lot of friends that he loves and loves him back, and they know that this isn't indicative of his character. But nevertheless, he was incredibly apologetic because he said at this particular moment on the eve of the draft, this is an incredibly bad look. He recognizes that, and that he wanted to take an opportunity to apologize to everybody out there for putting himself in this position and saying the foolishness that he said.
So basically, let me get this straight. His claim about the tweets is that he's basically referencing popular culture.
That's right.
And he's joking around doing it.
That's what he said.
There's no racist intent or anything like that.
That's absolutely
Hold
correct.
that thought, because I want to get your take on this in just a second. But we want to bring in Adam Schefter live from Dallas right now, the site of tonight's draft. Good morning, Adam.
Good morning, everybody.
Adam, what are you hearing on Allen, and how could this potentially impact his draft status?
Well, it's a really interesting situation, obviously, where the timing is rather strange. Just within the last hour, a couple of people have floated the theory, and I emphasize it's just a theory, that perhaps another team actually did this to Josh Allen in the hopes that he would fall to them. Because the timing is so odd that it would happen right before the draft, when my understanding was his social media account was gone through back in January, and the tweets were removed back then. So somebody captured them and saved them and released them now, about 24 hours before he's drafted. So now teams are faced with a decision about Josh Allen. And again, in talking to two decision makers this morning, one said that his team was unaware of it, that they had looked into Josh Allen's background, done extensive research, and they had gotten nothing but quote-unquote positive things on him. Another one said he had been unaware of this, but again, they have had so many experiences with offensive tweets showing up in someone's background. Now, this is a racially insensitive tweet. This is a horrendous thing. But the fact of the matter is, teams have seen this sort of thing before, like this, and so now teams are left with a decision, and I don't think again, it will go unnoticed today. Teams will be meeting throughout the day to figure out how to handle this. I don't think in the grand scheme of things it's going to have a huge impact on them. We remember Laramie Tunsil, the images of him smoking in the bong being released just before the draft. He fell down to the Miami Dolphins when many people had projected him as a top 5 pick. I think he wound up going that year about number 13 or so, if I remember correctly. I think it could impact Josh Allen's position some. But I can tell you this, teams are going to be meeting today to discuss how they should best handle it.
Adam Schefter, maybe it's an impossible question, but I think it needs to be asked anyway. When you talk about how convenient the timing is or how suspicious the timing may be and how there's suspected foul play or insidious play on the part of somebody hoping that he'll drop down, any indication from folks in the NFL that you talk to as to who the culprit may be in all of this?
Well, Stephen, we don't even know that that's real. I'm just telling you there are people who think that. Okay? I'm not telling you that it is real. I really don't know what to believe at this point in time. When we're 10, 11 hours out of the draft, there's so much smoke going on right now. Again, these images, to my understanding, were removed from Josh Allen's account in January. So if they're removed in January, how is it that February, March, April, 3 months later, right before the draft, they all of a sudden show up, just like that? Obviously, somebody wanted to damage Laramie Tunsil. Obviously, somebody wanted to damage Josh Allen. Is that a friend? Is that a team? is that some unsuspecting person who just decided to weigh in the middle of the night when Yahoo unearthed these particular tweets? That's possible. I guess you could ask the Yahoo reporter who discovered this, how this happens. But I'm not telling you that a team did that. I'm just telling you that I've had people suggest to me that maybe a team would have done this to basically.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking. The people that said that suggested somebody may have done this in the NFL, did they give you an indication of who they thought it was? That's all I was asking. I'm sorry.
No.
Okay.
And again, it's hard for us to even conclude or deduce that somebody actually would do that. But when you hear it, you say, that's interesting. No idea if it's true, but it is interesting.
Looking for Tweetgate, Stephen A?
I was just asking.